Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be discussing the esoteric and occult meaning behind the story inside of Genesis, the story of Adam and Eve. This is a widely known story, but not many people know the true esoteric meaning behind it. Okay. So today we're going to be breaking this symbolism down. Before we get into this, please leave a like and a subscribe on the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And please comment below any lectures or anything you wish to know, and I could maybe make it in the future. The first thing we must understand about the Bible is that it is an esoteric and occult book. It is written in allegory. It is written in such a way that we understand the book compared to our level of perception. Now, what do I mean? If a child read the Bible, they would gain a standard meaning and story behind it. They would gain a normal interpretation of the book, of being good, praise God, and be a good person. However, me, who have studied the occult and esoteric and symbolism for a very long time, when I read the Bible, I see a deeper meaning. I can read between the lines of the allegories, which means the Bible is written in such a genius way that it speaks to your level of intelligence. Depending on how advanced you are mentally and with knowledge, will depend on how you decipher this book and how the parables inside the book can speak to you in your personal life. Okay. So the Bible is the greatest psychological book ever written in history. This is why it's known as the greatest story ever told. It's a story. What we must understand with the Bible is that the Bible creates on the surface a logical way of thinking, which is what we call religion. We read the Bible and if we think logically and we take that book literally, then we gain a religion. But if we look beyond the surface, this is what we call esoteric, metaphorical, symbolic. You can read between the lines using our right hemisphere of the brain in deciphering this book and what it truly means to us and the evolution of our mind, body, and soul. What this book actually reveals between the lines is instructions and stories which teach you how to level up your consciousness, how you can sync the mind, body, and spirit and the soul all together so you can live like a god. This is what the esoteric is. It's the purification of consciousness. Now, when it comes to Adam and Eve, okay, what we must understand is that this is the beginning of creation. This represents the beginning of your life in an esoteric way. This is symbolic for the beginning of your incarnation into this physical world, okay? And we have Adam, masculine, Eve representing feminine. These are the two masculine and feminine energies which create the whole material universe, okay? And as we are born with a pure consciousness. We are born with pure consciousness. Well, now, what do I mean? As a baby, we have no knowledge. We are pure essence of the soul. You know, we don't gain the knowledge of good and evil. We are pure. Yes, we're not happy all the time as a baby, and we're not sad all the time, but we have no ego. This is what I mean. Our consciousness is not split. As a baby, you are whole. You have a whole consciousness. You are yourself. You have no false identifications, no limiting belief systems, nothing. You are pure awareness and the pure soul and the pure mind. Now, this is what Genesis is representing. As we grow older, the more experiences we gain, the more thoughts we start to think, the more knowledge we gain of this world, the more impure our mind, our heart, our soul, our spirit becomes, the more impure our body becomes. As we grow older, We're infected with negative beliefs, negative thoughts, and society norms. This is a big one. As we grow older, we are molded by society. We shut off areas of ourself and we push them away so that we fit in with society. We all know this. We all did this in school. We pushed away parts of ourselves to act cool or to fit in, whatever it may be. Whatever type of person you were in school, we all went through this because society and culture is programmed. So as we grow older, our consciousness splits. We gain a persona, an ego, and we gain a shadow self, the subconscious, and we gain an ego. Now, the ego is what you show to people. It's that character that you show, that you put on to your culture, to your family, to your friends. This is a false identification. And we also gain a shadow self. The shadow self is gained through experience. This is the subconscious. Our ego is created through experience. And so is the subconscious and the shadow self. Okay. So as we gain age in this material body, we fall from the Garden of Eden. We gain the knowledge of good and evil. This is what the symbolism represents of us leaving the garden, us eating from the fruit. Now, the fruit represents the knowledge, it represents the insight, the experience, which splits our pure consciousness. Our soul splits. Okay. We lose connection with the divine. We lose connection with our pure self through material experiences. We may lose ourselves in material experiences. We may lose ourselves in lust and material gain, wealth, and all of these lovely things that the material world offers. We lose ourselves in this. Okay. And not only that, there's another symbolic thing that we're missing with being a child. There's another symbolic meaning behind this tree in this story of Adam and Eve. And this is sexual energy. Okay. As we are a baby, we have no ability to create another human life. We have no sexual urges. We have no desire for the material things as a baby. Nothing. As we grow older, our sexual energy cultivates around the age of, it's like 10, maybe earlier for some people or later for some people. This is what we call puberty, when our sexual energy activates. This is when the masculine and feminine energies are present within the body. And we are now given the ability to create human life. We're now given the ability to bring in a soul into the material world. Now, this is what we believe and know in the esoteric world. That is what sex is. You're bringing a soul from the astral into the physical. Okay. So as you grow older, you gain this ability to use the power of creation. You gain this force within you that allows you to open a portal in the astral and bring in a soul to the material. Now, this power can be misused. This power is very powerful and should not be misused. In occult and esoteric teachings, we teach and learn sexual transmutation, how we transmute sexual energy into different areas of our life so we can grow and create. Because sexual energy is creative energy. It creates a whole new human being. So if we retain it, we can transmute it into creativity. So this energy is kind of corrupting us as well. And now I'm not saying growing up is evil, all this thing is evil. This is a natural cycle that we must go through. The soul of us must go through this cycle so that we learn, so that we overcome it, so that we gain mastery of ourselves, so that we expand ourselves. I recommend you watch the Evolution of Consciousness lecture that I did on my YouTube. An amazing lecture. talks about the evolution of consciousness and how we're on a never-ending cycle of life and death and expansion. So leaving the Garden of Eden is symbolic. You see, Eve represents emotion. She's feminine. Adam represents action. That's why he bit the apple. You see, Eve takes the apple and tempts Adam because she's the emotion, she's the sexual desire, and Adam eats it. He releases, he misuses the power of his creation, he misuses his consciousness because of material illusions and material desires. This is natural. Okay. As we grow older in this life, our soul has to experience sin. We have to experience negativity. We have to experience evil. Okay. And we have to misuse this power within us to learn about it so we can overcome it and gain control over it. Now, this is why the Bible says in Genesis 3:6, for God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened. Ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. This is very, very, very symbolic. We come into this world to experience a dualistic way of reality. We come into this world to challenge ourselves so the soul can grow, because the soul comes from pure love from God. But we come into this world so the soul may know what it's like to be evil. You see, we are like a seed. Our soul's like a seed. And when that seed grows, okay, and it's planted, them roots must grow to hell in order for the top of the tree and the roots to grow to heaven. In order for the soul to reach the highest states, it must descend down into the lowest states. Good and evil. This is the story of good and evil. Okay. And this is the story, a psychological story of how the human mind has functioned in this life. This is what this story is representing of how our soul and mind is functioning, how our consciousness is splitting and growing up and evoluting. Okay. Like I said, snakes represent sexual energy. They represent, snake, when you've been snaked. This is why we say you've been snaked, because it represents a temptation of sexual energy. This is why the Kundalini is symbolized as a snake. This is the serpent within us that we can rise to activate dormant brain cells in our brain. Now that's called the Kundalini awakening. I'm not going to get into that into this video, but this is what it symbolizes, the tree and the knowledge of good and evil, because our body is the tree. Our central nervous system is the tree. The snake is our sexual urges and this false temptation that tempts us to interact with sin, the material world, okay, and go against our higher divine self. This is what it represents. Now, it's very, very symbolic. Not everyone is going to agree with this, but this is my interpretation of Genesis based on my research of occultism, symbolism, metaphors, and me studying the Bible. This is my interpretation, and I hope it resonates with you. It might not resonate with you, but this is what makes sense to me, and this is what has made sense to many other occult researchers who are in this space as well. Okay. So please leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate if you could, just give me some support on this channel. We're nearly at 100,000 subscribers, which is insane. I just want to say thank you all. And yeah, I will see you inside the university. If you join, I'll look forward to mentoring you, connecting with you on the live calls. There's a new symbolism course which is going to be available very, very soon. And yeah, if you join the university, you also get a 30% discount on all of my products, astrology readings, one-on-one calls, all of my books. Yeah, so I hope you gain some insight on this video, and I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you inside the university. Have an amazing day.